Hello and welcome to Monday with the Mayor. I'm Bradford Raths, and today we are joined by Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz. Mayor,
Hi Bradford, good to see you too. Thank you.
Let's start off with the groundbreaking that's coming up this Monday on RoadJack. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's one of a series of events that are actually occurring in the downtown area, the riverfront area. The event is actually, or the German American Boulevard is actually a RoadJack project. That's a 501c3 not-for-profit organization called Redevelop Old Jasper Action Coalition. It's going to be observing its 10th year anniversary this year, and they've spearheaded from a private public venture a lot of the build out. And this is a kind of a keystone project that will take the remaining rock area and create kind of a plaza, and we are very grateful for German American in making that type of investment for the entire community. And for for that, I kind of laughingly say, as I told Mark Schrader, the CEO of German American, that as they grow, we always kind of think that German American Plaza could be very aptly named, regardless of if their corporate name would ever need to change for some reason, as their markets have. But it is a very wonderful gift, and want to congratulate Mr. Dave Beeler and working very well with other people behind the scenes, and Mark Schrader of German American and their board for making that possible. Probably will be done in time for Strassenfest, is I think the expectations. And the city of Jasper will play a role in some in-kind services and things. We have some stormwater drainage and things like that, some electrical connections, and we'll be putting a significant amount of investment in that and in-kind services.
So what would you say from a city standpoint is the significance of adding this new trail down there next to the train depot?
Well, it's an existing build out of what's there. I think it's interesting, while this is not formally a trail, there is going to be a formal connection of really the train area to our existing Jasper Riverwalk. Right now there is nothing, and we know that, for example, the last train that ran here in our regular schedule in 2012, fully almost 40% of the passengers ended up dining at the Schnitzelbank thereafter. And well, a lot of times these are walkable possibilities too, and there's no direct connection. So part of that will be connecting the Riverwalk up to the plaza. So it continues the depot, the Jasper City Mill, the Riverwalk, and as the rest of, we look at our master plan of other things that will take place during that in that riverfront area.
Okay, now moving on to our next issue, the riverfront development. You guys are big on the riverfront development right now. You got a couple of public meetings coming up.
That is correct, and the Greater Downtown Jasper Master Plan, and also involves a company called City Visions and their partner Gamble Associates. City Visions is out of Louisville, Kentucky. Gamble Associates is out of Boston, Massachusetts. And together they've teamed up under the City Visions heading to help lead our downtown Jasper and Riverfront Master Plan. Something that, while we have invested about $3 to $4 million in that area of private and public money, plus there's been about $2.5 million of additional investments from private sources, whether it's Azura, Los Bravos, things like that. We've really never had a plan as things, what would build out? How do we connect all of that with our downtown, et cetera? So in hiring City Visions, we have our first public input session on our downtown Jasper and Riverfront development plan. That's going to take place on Tuesday, April 2nd. From 5:30 to 6, we'll have a taste of downtown Jasper with some free food, and at 6 to 8, we'll be conducting, and City Visions will actually be facilitating public input. We really want a good representation there. Whether you have whether you live in downtown, do business in downtown, if you're in Jasper, you know that our downtown Jasper is really a strong, vibrant part of our community. And we like to keep it that way, sustain it, and also grow. And looking at the riverfront, we know a lot of people enjoy that. So if you've taken advantage of the Riverwalk, the train, you just really enjoy being in that part of Jasper, come and help shape its future. That meeting is going to be held at the former Yamaha showroom at 3rd and 3rd Avenue and Mill Street. And we'll kind of give you an idea when you step into that what an older building can be converted into for future possibilities. And we hope that Ken Sternberg, who owns that property, will have a new tenant in there soon. But ultimately, that's the host of the meeting. So come and enjoy that. That's very important. Secondly, City Visions was also hired under separate contract by our Redevelopment Commission to look at the Jasper Country Club property. Closing that property should be sometime probably in mid-April. in anticipation of that, we're going to hold our first public meeting of an advisory team to kind of, again, be facilitated by and begin the public listening of what people see the Jasper Country Club Golf Course becoming. We know that fundamentally it's going to be a park. How much of that park will turn into a campus? We know that we have an existing relationship with the Greater Jasper School Corporation. We have interest from arts, library, other people that could also attend. So we're putting an advisory team together, and I'll have an announcement on that shortly. But they will be meeting in a public forum from 3 o'clock to 4:30 on Wednesday, April 3rd, and that's with City Visions. That will be held at the Hobbig Center.
So, on a related note, Representative Mark Mesper's amendment on riverfront development passed in the House this past week. I'm not sure if it's passed in the Senate to this point yet, but it did pass the House. So, with that in mind, what does that do for you guys as the city in developing the riverfront?
Well, we found that language and started working on this earlier this year. We got hints of the possibility that there was a language kind of allowing a boat development in a floodway, especially again at a second and third floor level where it's out of any major water issues. And that language was for the city of Evansville, or for a strip of the Ohio River Valley. And we looked at applying that similar language, and we had the ability to work with Mark Mesper and adapt that to legislation that he had on levies, and that became an amendment. I testified at the Indiana Senate Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee this past week, and saw it pass out of the Senate committee. It's at the Senate floor now, and action should be taken soon. Unless there's some other amendment that comes in that would muddy up the waters, and senators can do that as they wish, Mark is very hopeful. And then it returns really to a House, because original bill was passed from the House, but with the amendments it has to be revoted upon. We want to give a great amount of compliments to many people here at City Hall, our engineer, planning, and legal departments. We've used outside legal counsel to help walk it through the House and Senate with Representative Bessemer, Senators Hume and Young as well. We're on the Agriculture and Natural Resources Subcommittee. We're very complimentary during the bill of the work that's been done at Jasper this far. It's a little bit of an ace in the hole type scenario. This language has been there. Evansville's had this for a while. It's somewhat special, unique legislation, but it's not really atypical. The legislature does this regularly, and we just felt it was worth pursuing, and we started that process shortly after the beginning of the year, and here we are. We'll see what happens. It ultimately does the following. It creates a better environment for investment to be made, because the building could become multifunctional rather than just only a commercial endeavor or museum piece or something. Now there's some viability, perhaps apartments, condominiums, even a boutique hotel or something like that could be done. And the current owner of the building, Mr. Foose, Jerry Foose, has background in development of hotels. So we'll see. It gives him a chance to have greater opportunity with the building, whether he decides to do it on his own, partner with someone, or ultimately, brings in somebody perhaps that the property is more valuable to another developer. I think he's always stated he's open to that. This critical factor of making it available for overnight lodging or overnight staying, whether you live there permanently or as a guest, would give, I think, great impetus to actually having something done with that building rather than have it being torn down. Ultimately, it's a private sector decision, but it would be quite an investment, and that would be just wonderful.
Certainly a lot to be excited about.
I think so too. We're pretty pumped in the city of Jasper. We've got, not to overlook some of the things, we're heading in the spring. We'll be likely having beard or golf courses this summer, and there's some anticipation about that. That's the first time we've ever done that. The council has kind of driven that as far as an income producer, and we certainly hope that happens. And we have had a very successful art season. I know within the last week we've had almost 2,500 patrons in the Jasper Arts Center for performances and school-related activities and Student Art Month. It's just been really a tremendous year already in 2013 for the city of Jasper.
Yeah, certainly a lot to be excited about, as we said. Mayor, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome,
time.
Trevor. Thank you.
This has been Monday with the Mayor. Stay tuned. We'll have more 18 WJTS news coming up after this.